Hey guys, hope you have a good weekend. Today we're going to start geometry. So now we're done with statistics and probability, and we're going to see what we can get through with our geometry. Today's I can statement is I can classify angles. So you've already done this, but you're going to classify as right, straight, obtuse, or acute. And we're going to review those, and then that's what your assignment will be on assessments. If you're at home, then make sure that you are looking at the questions, and you can write it on a piece of paper, take a picture, and then upload it to the upload it to your Jump Drive. Some of you are turning in blank documents to me, so that means you're not getting credit. You have just write it on a piece of paper, take a picture, put it on the Jump Drive. Don't try to write on the PDFs, you can't. Okay? So again, if you're at home, write your answers on a piece of paper, take a picture, submit it to me. Okay? So I can classify angles. Before we can start classifying, there are some definitions that we need to go over. The first is a vertex. So in geometry, you're going to see that it's a very visual section. So with a vertex, this is a point that connects two rays. Well, we've not talked about what a ray is yet, okay? So it's the point at the center of an angle. And we're going to definitely look at a picture. So the point at the center of an angle. I'll move that over. So what I mean by that is if we have an angle, that right there is your vertex. Okay, so let me get another color. Right there, that's your vertex. Generally, vertexes are labeled by capital letters. So this would be like vertex B. You don't have to worry about that. We're not going to get into the little bitty details. We're going to talk about the big overarching topics because it gets really confusing whenever you start trying to name angles and look at stuff. So just so you're aware, if we flip it the other way, your vertex would be right there. Another example, we have this angle. That's your vertex. Okay, so vertex is just the point that is in the center of an angle. So it's the point where two things come off of it. So now we're going to talk about what the two things are, and they're called rays. So these are lines that start with a point and go off forever in one direction. I don't like that pen, I'm sorry. They start with a point and go forever in one direction. So an example of this would be something like if we have this angle, your vertex is still that point, and then your two sides that come off of the vertex. So let me get two different colors. This is a vertex, and then this is a vertex as well. So that's what they are. So the vertex are the little arms or the little legs that come off of angles. Okay, so I'll do one more example. Okay, so again, vertex is in the middle, so our rays are the little arms of the little legs that come off of the vertex and create the entire angle. So now let's jump into the different types of angles. So an acute angle. The way I think about this, and I have a little baby, is you think, oh, a cute little baby. They're little, right? So acute angles are just angles less than 90 degrees. But they've got to be greater than 0. So angles that are greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. So an example of this, if we drew a picture, would be something like this. That's less than 90 degrees. Remember, 90 degrees are the right angles, are the square corners. So then we've got less than 90, less than 90. On your independent practice, I'll give you just an angle measure. So if I told you 78 degrees, well, that's greater than 0, less than 90, so you would say that that's acute. I didn't spell that right. Oops. You would say that's acute, okay? So anything greater than 0, less than 90. I know you've already covered this, but it's a good way for us to start geometry and for you to feel comfortable with some of the material. Right angle. What's a right angle? Well, it's an angle that is exactly 90 degrees. It can't be 91 degrees. It can't be 89 degrees. It has to be exactly 90 degrees. How do I spell exactly? Obviously, not had enough sleep. I can't remember how to spell it exactly. Whoops. So remember, these are your square corners of a square is what I'm going to write in quotations. Corner of a square. So that there's really only one picture for this unless you flip it. So it would look like this or like this. Those are 90 degrees. And the way we know it's 90 degrees for sure is they'll put a little box. Okay, so that is your symbol to know, hey, it's exactly 90 degrees. It's not 89.5. And they would have to tell you 90 degrees. Okay, moving on. Obtuse. Obtuse just sounds like bulky and big whenever I say it, like obtuse. It's not acute. It's obtuse. It's big. So an obtuse angle is an angle greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. So those are your big angles. An example of that would be something like that. 90 degrees would be right there. We're bigger than that. This angle is bigger. So that would be obtuse. Another one would be something like this. Greater than 90. We didn't get a square little box in the center, so then we can't assume it's a right angle. If we gave you angle measures, like on your homework, if I told you 112 degrees, well, that's greater than 90 and less than 180. So that's obtuse. Okay. And our last vocabulary term is straight angle. So a straight angle is exactly what it sounds like. It's a straight line. And a straight line is exactly 180 degrees. So a 180 degree angle. It's just a straight line. So I'm going to put that in quotation marks. So it's like the right angles, there's only one option, one picture, the straight line. So that is one, and then they would have to tell you exactly 180 degrees. So those are our 6 vocab terms. You probably already knew most of these except for maybe the first 2. Let's do some examples of classifying, and then I'll show you what your independent practice is going to be. So with our classifying examples and like your homework, what you're going to get is either a picture or an angle measure, and you're going to type out if it's acute, obtuse, straight, or right. Okay, so this one, if I think about it, well, it's not 90 degrees. It doesn't make a corner of a box. It's less than that. So it's a cute little angle. So it's an acute angle. This one should have had a box. Sorry. Since it has the little box, that means that it's a right angle. So right angle. The next one's an actual measure, so in degrees of the angle. So 179 degrees. Well, that's less than 180, so it can't be a straight angle because it's not exactly 180, but it's greater than 90, so it's a big angle. So that means it's an obtuse angle. Okay, this one right here, number 4, it makes a straight line. So what kind of angle is that? It's a straight angle. And then our last two. So again, number 5, this is where a right angle would be, roughly. It's bigger than that right angle, so it's going to be an obtuse angle. And 12 degrees. Well, that's a little number. Is it greater than 0? Yep. Is it less than 90? Yep. So what type is it? It's acute. Okay. So now I'm going to show you your independent practice. And there are 7 questions. And what you're going to do with these 7 questions is you're going to just classify. You're going to say, okay, it's acute, right, or a straight angle. If you are at home, that you have this document, or you can just look right here. But if you're at home, you need, without internet, let me say that, without internet, and you're using a jump drive, you need to write your answers on a piece of paper. If at the top you put 427 independent practice, that will help me, and just write your answers. Then take a picture of it with your device. Look, I'm using my camera right there, and put it on the jump drive. You cannot write on this document unless you print it. Okay? If you do have internet, you need to go to Assessments, and you're going to put your answers for this in Assessments. Okay? If you have any questions, reach out. Some of you are clicking show answer without talking to me. I'm taking 10 points off every time that happens off your assignments. Guys, this is an easy 100. There are about 5 people that reach out to me anytime they have an issue, and they're getting 100s on everything. Where you're going to lose points is if you are clicking show answer and not contacting me. Okay, so please make sure you're not doing that. If you have any questions, let me know. Email me. See you guys later. Bye.